So tonight I'm going to show you how to make easy breezy hot water cornbread. Everybody loves hot water cornbread. I know we do around here. And whenever I make a pot of greens, if I don't want to turn on the stove, hot water cornbread. If I make chili, you want something good and crunchy that just goes perfectly with soups or whatever you have. If you want to have some quick and easy bread, this is going to be a great recipe. We're going to start with cornmeal mix. That's the trick. A lot of people just use cornmeal. When you make hot water cornbread, you're going to need cornmeal mix. And I like the buttermilk style cornmeal mix. You can use yellow cornmeal mix or you can use just regular. But make sure it is cornmeal mix. I've got canola oil heating right now. And I've got water boiling. I have 2 cups of cornmeal mix here. I'm sorry. I have 2 cups of cornmeal mix, but I only need 1. Let me take one of those out because I'm not going to make a double batch. I'm going to make only a half batch. So I'm going to take out 1 cup of this because I do have, normally if I'm making it for a big crowd, I want to use 2. But for this demonstration, I'm only going to use 1. So I'm going to take out 1. So the ratio is 2 to 1. 1 cup of cornmeal mix, 2 cups of hot water. You want to make sure it's cornmeal mix. You want to make sure that your water is boiling. Now you can do this on the stove. A lot of times I'll put it in the microwave. If you just put it in the microwave, you want to put it on about, I would say 5 to 6 minutes to make sure you have the water super hot. But we've got 2 cups of water here and it's boiling. And what we're going to do, easy. We're going to pour it right in to this bowl and we're going to cream this up. And while we're pouring this hot water into the cornmeal, it's actually cooking it almost like cream of wheat. It's going to get real creamy. It's almost going to look kind of like grits. It's coming together really nicely. You just want to take it and stir it a little bit. Sometimes it'll take all of the 2 cups and other times you can kind of incorporate it. You don't need all of it. If it looks a little dry, pour in a little bit more. You don't want it too soupy because you want it to be able to hold up when you shape it. So now, I think that's going to be perfect. Just give that another couple of stirs there. Okay. Yep, I think that's going to be fine. So it took almost 2 cups. I'll say maybe 1 3/4 cups of water to the 2 cups of cornmeal. Now look at that. I'm going to show you how this looks. Give you a little close-up there. Almost looks like mashed potatoes. And what's going to happen when we pat this out, we're going to get this beautiful golden brown crust and it's going to encase this beautiful creamy fluffy cornbread. Now what I do, you can use a spoon or anything that you want to measure it. You might want to let this cool a little bit. I've been cooking, I don't know, forever seems like. So my hands kind of have low sensitivity. But you can let it cool down a little bit if you need to. And then what you're going to do, just scoop it right in your hand, pat it out. Here we go, beautiful little patty. Now one thing you want to do, you want to test to see if your grease is hot enough. So I'll take a little pinch of this and let's give it a little test. Hear that? It's sizzling, so it's going to be perfect for this. You don't want to make it too hot. You may even want to turn it down. I'm going to get this back burner off if you don't need that anymore. And so now, I just use my little scoop, put it in my hand, roll it out, make a nice little shaped patty there, and into my hot grease it goes. And with this recipe, you're going to get about 6. For every cup of cornmeal, you're going to get about 6 little cornbread patties. You're going to double the recipe. You got to have a large group. That's the way to go. And, of course, when you're doing southern cooking, you know, you got to get your hands in it. So, if your hands get a little sticky, we're just going to let them cook until they're golden brown. Takes about 2-3 minutes on each side. After you get it all patted out, just want to make sure that your grease is good and hot. And then you might have to turn it down and adjust it once you get all of them in there. These are looking really good. See if I can get up close enough to turn one. Give you a close eye view here, what it looks like. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right. Okay, our cornbread muffins came out beautifully. I call them cornbread muffins. Our hot water cornbread came out beautifully. And as you can see, they're golden brown. Really simple, easy to make. Look how beautiful that is. Just going to get one here and taste it. Got that delicious crunch. It's nice and soft and fluffy on the inside. We're going to love this. We're going to enjoy these tonight with our dinner. Probably add a little bit of apple butter. You can have them with jam, apple butter. They'll be great with your greens, your beans. How about that? If you're making a wonderful pot of beans, put the beans in your crock pot before you go to work. You come home, 10 minutes, you've got wonderful hot water cornbread to go along with them. Your family will love them. So I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. It's one of my favorite. It's one that's requested a lot. Thank my dear friend Pastor Kim for requesting this. And if you've enjoyed it, please share it. And we'll look forward to doing some more and cooking again for you. Classic Home Cooking with Dora Sanders Hill. Thanks a lot. Good evening.